It's 6:30, 6:38. Been an interesting day on the internet, you know. You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm placing my energy in an appropriate place. I'm not sure. Hi, Denise. I'm not sure if I'm placing my energy in an appropriate place. Because you all have watched me now for months, heck, some of you for years. When I try to look at something or I try to get information, hi Cindy, hi everybody, hi music, I go and I start looking for people that have a foundation of knowledge so that I can get an answer that has some credibility behind it, so that we can get an answer that we can share with, some belief and some respect behind it, and hopefully an understanding that, hey, something, we did our due diligence and we got the answer we needed and it was appropriate and we got it from somebody that we could trust. And that's what I like to do. I like to, if I have a question, I like to try to ask the question until somebody shows up that has a wealth of knowledge, a foundation of knowledge in that area, or somebody that has a long career path in that area that has a better perspective on it. And I don't even care if people disagree as long as they do it courteously. And yesterday I had to take a lot. I had to take a lot of crap off my page. That started with, listen here, you fat bitch, or listen here, you fat heifer. I'm sorry, this is not going to be kid friendly. It's not going to be family friendly, and I'm sorry. It's just going to have to be said. So yesterday I had to take a lot of comments off my page that started out with, listen here, you fat bitch, you're getting this shit wrong, or you ugly piece of shit, don't you know how to read? Okay, listen, I can't consume every part of the web that you consume in your daily journey. The algorithm just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. I can consume as much as I can in the time that I have allotted. I don't consume as much as most people because I have health issues and health concerns I have to tend to. But I try. And I try to be positive. And I try to welcome dissenting views as long as they're courteous and they're respectful. And for the people that come here just purely toxic, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've met some really horrible assholes in my day. One more is, block. Don't want to listen to them. They don't have anything positive to say. Block. But I got yesterday or early this morning, it's been a blur, I got a private message or a comment, I can't remember, that said, hey, you know something, there's a man called Psychobabble that actually works on these CRVs that has done a video you might want to go look out. And I thought, oh, great, yay, because we've been trying to answer this question, right, guys? We wanted to know. Inquiring minds wanted to know, and we wanted to know correctly, and we wanted to know from somebody that had a foundation of knowledge. Because I don't. I told you I don't. I've driven lots of vehicles. They all do different things. I'm not a mechanic. That's not where I shine. So I said, hey guys, let's look at this. Let's ask a whole lot of people. Let's say, hey, if you have an idea or you have a reason to know this, or you have a work history or a career where you know this, please come and share. Please come and share. We welcome your information. So I went to Psychobabble's page because it was recommended. He'd had a lot of people commenting, asking questions. he had been pretty even keel with him. I thought, okay, this guy's, even though his demeanor during the video was kind of, I'm sorry that I work on these things and I know. I thought, okay, dude, you've got the knowledge. Hey, you run with it, buddy. You stick that nose up there because at least you know what you're talking about. And I'm okay with that. You're self-assured. Okay. Okay. This is what you've done your whole life. Well, shoot, I'll listen to you. So I thought, no, he can be a little condescending if he really is irritated that they're spreading false information. I can understand that. So I even looked past that. Absolutely looked past that. So I asked a question for clarification because that's who I am. I seek clarification. Someone else responded, and I even was like, awesome, thank you. Me and my small sub base have been trying to figure this out. We've been trying to find the actual vehicle or somebody that knew this. And now I feel like we have the answer. That's great. Thank y'all so much. Which I would think is the appropriate way to say thank you for your knowledge and time to share your knowledge. And what I got back was, dear God, you have Google. God, can't you even use Google? My God, 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 God. Dude, you made the video saying, let me clarify. Let me tell you what I know. People are going to come back for clarification. They're going to come back and ask questions to make sure it all makes sense up here because we're not all mechanics and certified Honda people, okay? But when I went through the comments of how he responded to everyone else, he was pretty nice. I did not get that kind of response at all. And I sit here and I think, is YouTube just simply not the platform for me? Should I maybe go to Brighteon or Odyssey full time? Because you know something, if you name your channel Psychobabble, that alludes to the fact that you like to talk about things and explore things. And if you make a video stating you have extreme knowledge to clarify misrepresentation in the topic that's being discussed, it would allude to the fact that perhaps you're opening up your comment section for people to understand even more and clarify even further so that they can understand the knowledge you're sharing. And it would behoove me to wonder why on God's green earth you would attack someone that said, awesome, thank you, in your comment section. This is why I hate this platform. I hate this platform. Because it's not truly about discussion and sharing information. It's about boosting your ego and feeling better about yourself and what you know and what someone else doesn't know. And if you have information, you need to lord it above them and make them feel like a piece of shit. And I'm like, what is the point in that? We're all wondering about this case. We're all wondering what in the hell. We're all hoping to just answer these small little questions. And if you have information, yes, please put it out there. But do not be angry when people ask positive, kind of expanding questions. Share your knowledge even more. Show just how ripe on the subject you are. Take your moment to shine. Don't be a turd. Hi, Sky Blue. Thank you for 7. I find it offensive when people come here and the first 2 words out of their mouths in the comment section are fat, hillbilly, dumb, F-U-C-K. Okay, I understand that not everybody knows how to appreciate demographically everyone across this nation. And I understand that we have been separated, isolated, polarized, and tribal, and just, turned into a big, huge nation of tribalism. But this should be one place where we should all come together. This should be one place where we all come together and go, hey, it doesn't matter where we're at. We can all share information here, and we can all put wrinkles in our brain. And we can all, if you ask courteously and you're kind and respectful, we can all discuss things. And I was kind and respectful, and I respectfully told him I would not be back. And I wasn't hateful about it. I was just like, dude, well, I even said thank you. I appreciated your knowledge. I was looking for, the answer to this. This has really been on my mind. I don't have this knowledge. You stated you were credible in this field. I appreciated that. I don't know why you responded in that manner, but I will not be back. And I hope maybe he was just having a bad moment and took it out on me, because I would hate to think he has just bad days and takes it out on everyone. Because my God, the last 2 days have been so toxic on here. It's like, I don't know why some people get on here if all they're going to do is cuss people and demean people, attack people who are trying to have conversations and have good quality conversations. Psychologically, I understand that a lot of people use this platform to feed their ego and to feed their power. I want to feel powerful, so I come on here and I demean people and I feel better about myself. But why make a video to clarify misunderstanding if you're not willing to also rebound more questions so that people understand it even better? Because y'all see how much time I spend in my comment section trying to be like, that's a plausible option. I'm glad you shared that. I'm not gonna dog if you're blatantly disrespectful and be like, go troll somebody else. No. But I try to be like, that's a plausible, viable option. Thanks for sharing. I can understand where you get that. I don't understand why people have to be such buttholes and why they gravitate to these stories. No, they gravitate to the stories that elicit emotional responses because they know that people that are emotional are easier to control. Psychologically, I understand all of it. It just really ticks me off. Just really ticks me off. Because if you take 5 minutes and you think you're going to educate somebody, you should also know that you're going to take the next 5 days to clarify yourself on your education points. That's just how conversation with a large group of random social beings it just occurs that way. That's just how it occurs. And the hate is just absolutely horrible. The hate is horrible. And I sit here and go, why didn't he attack some of the people that are being just true little turds? Why was it me? I catch a lot of hate on this freaking platform. A lot of the hate is mostly from people that don't understand Appalachia. They don't understand how people in Appalachia function. They don't understand our way of life. And they just want to stamp ignorant on people's forehead and feel better about themselves and walk away. Dude, get rid of the nudie guy, the bot. I hate these stupid people. Go freaking mess with somebody else. Apparently, I've gotten big enough now. I'm getting trolled by the nudie bots. Humanity, you suck. Because if you get to a place where you have a decent sub base, you start getting the nudie bots, you start getting the porn material, you start getting all this stuff where you understand just how toxic our society is. And it's like, I'm trying so hard to bring us all together and have these conversations and communicate and learn to have a dialogue and learn to discuss stuff. And I try really hard when I put comments on other people's pages or I have discussions, I try really hard to be a role model in who I say I am. I'm not getting that for anybody else. I'm not getting that from anybody else. And so I wonder maybe if Brighteon or Odyssey is a better place for me, where it's a little bit more of a cerebral conversation instead of my nutsack's bigger than yours conversation, because that's basically what I'm coming up against right now, and I don't really appreciate it. I don't really appreciate it. But a lot of it is to if you're female and you ask certain questions, you automatically get degraded, which is stupid because I can fix the hydraulics on a tractor. But dude, I don't know if the wheels spin in certain vehicles when it's in neutral or when it's in any gear but drive, or I don't work, I'm not a mechanic. The only reason I can fix the hydraulics on a tractor is because it costs so much money to send it to the shop. You learn these stupid things. I can harness up a 6-horse team in flat out literally like 12 minutes and have them ready to go. I mean, that's amazing. I can skin a deer, cut it up, make you supper, and put the rest in the freezer. I mean, I got a lot of skills, but I'm not a mechanic. So I go to people that have these skills to ask these questions. And I would think that somebody would take the moment to shine and be like, thank you for giving me a moment to shine. And thank you for saying thank you. No. 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 YouTube really reminds me of high school all over again. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. I struggle to find anyone that's competent. If you're leaving, I'm leaving with you. I know that the high school momentum really never leaves in life. But you would think that if enough of us would say we're just not going to tolerate it, it would stop. But we tolerate it, don't we? We tolerate it. We don't get on here. We don't say anything because then they might say something else, and we've already been made a spectacle. And I mean, what are you going to say about me that I don't know about myself? I'm fat. I'm disabled. I live in Appalachia. I'm a hillbilly. I ain't the prettiest thing God ever made. What are you going to say that's truly going to hurt me? So why, when I try to have a positive conversation, do you try to hurt me and think that you have some kind of new idea and new extemporaneous thought pattern that is going to just absolutely murder me rather than just have a conversation? Threatened by me, that's it. I ran into that a lot too, but that's why I try to be super nice and super respectful. I really do appreciate people that think and try to put thoughts and thought patterns out there and say, hey, that's not my thought pattern, but I'm glad you have a thought pattern like that because it's different than mine, and that's necessary in this world. So, y'all, if people my age are acting this deplorable and this horrible and this nasty, there is no hope for our younger kids. There's no reason there are kids going missing, kids getting put in the positions that this Rodney girl was placed in, reasons that kids come up missing all over the U.S., reasons that CPS is so overwhelmed with cases where children are acting like adults and following these horrible role models. I mean, you have to think about who you are when you get on the internet, and because you know something, everyone younger than you is in training socially, and they're being trained by what the older people put on the internet. We're not being trained by face-to-face physical contact anymore because we don't do that anymore. We're isolated. So the only training they get is when they see us interact online. I mean, that is the most unhealthy interaction I've ever seen in my whole entire life. But that's what these kids think are normal. It's a norm for them. And so when you respond like that, they think that's how you respond to people. And they pick that up as a tool. And they go and they start to use that in their life. Can you imagine what you're causing them, the grief you're causing them, if they happen to use your tool in the wrong scenario with the wrong person? Somebody that's bigger and badder and a little bit more evil? Gee. What did you set in motion? But people don't think about that when they do that. They just think about the instant gratification they're going to get from feeling like a big man. Oh, I remember the rotary phones too. I remember when you actually wanted to get a phone call, when you actually wanted to interact with people, when you actually wanted to come together as a community and share your life stories and share the way you lived and share your happiness and your sorrows with other people. You know, it wasn't like you had to hide and hope that nobody would berate you because you were happy with the gender you were born in, or because you were happy to be a heterosexual, or because you were happy to have an unpopular political view. Or this world has gone mother freaking nuts. It's mother freaking nuts. Everyone is on this "it's my way or the highway." And there is a place for communication and dialogue, and there has to be a place for that, or our nation and our society is going to fail. And as I look at these channels and the way that these people are interacting, and y'all, I understand we're emotional, but let's step back and look at this for a minute, okay? This is not your child that took missing. It is a sad story, it is an emotional story, and it is definitely heart bending and breaking. But it's not your child. So there should be a little bit of detachment there so that you can look at this from a boundary to where you are emotionally safe. But I'm not seeing that. You know, I'm seeing people jump right in and basically act like this was their child that this happened to, and have these huge emotional swings, these huge emotional roller coaster rides with their sub base, these huge squabbles, and defend, sometimes pure stupidity, almost unto the death. And I'm like, what is missing in your life so bad that you live stream for 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours purely about somebody else's child? Maybe it's just when they show emotion, they get super chats and they get more fluff and they feel like they're doing something, and maybe it's the only contact they have. Now, if you're a homebound invalid, I get it. This is a nice way to socialize. I get it. But I could not sit here for 4 or 5. I think the longest I've sat here is almost 2 hours, and it about killed me. And I was crafting, trying to finish a craft to show you. It's the only reason I sat here. I could not think about rehashing for 4, 5, 8, 10. No. Talk about wading in the toxic waters for way too long. You know, but we have people that are that invested in the story. But what's the motivation? What's the motivation? And if you are investing and opening up and having a dialogue, and you express yourself and state, I have a professional opinion that applies to this specific question. Let me explain this to you all because I'm irritated you don't know this and I want to clarify this. Then why do you get upset when people seek more clarification? Isn't that what you were trying to do? Don't you think there are going to be questions? This is how we learn. We ask questions. So questions are great, especially respectful, courteous, kind questions. They're great. It'd be nice if people could actually ask courteous, nice questions. I go out of my way to try to be polite until I'm not met with politeness. And then I'm like, peace, gone. But I check out, like I told you, I would check out these channels. I was so happy when somebody that said, hey, I have this certification, I work on this, I've done it for so long, here's the answer. Hallelujah. Awesome. Thank you. If y'all want to go watch this video and look for my comment, I was so nice. I was so happy to have information. So happy to have clarification. I will admit that I'm ignorant in mechanics. That's why I said, let's all try to figure this out. Let's answer this question. I have no freaking clue. I will tell y'all when I'm blank. I was blank on the whole thing because my Jeep doesn't work like other people's Jeeps. And we've already discerned between all of us, we have about 10 different patterns of behavior in vehicles. So when a certified mechanic for Honda says, let me dispel some knowledge, I was like, yes, please. Thank you, Jesus. And this happens a lot when my page sees a lot of growth. And I know you have to shake off the shit when you walk through the pasture. I understand that. I understand that. I'm imploring everyone that has come to my channel the last 2 days. Okay. I understand. And yes, I'm rude sometimes and I'm a hillbilly. And I understand that when you walk through the pasture and you only got a few cows, you don't have many problems. But when that pasture gets crowded, like my channel has been the last 2 days, you're more liable to step in shit, and then you gotta shake it off. If you are a shit pile that I'm gonna have to shake off, can you please just leave now? I beg you. Because this is not something I enjoy. I don't mind to handle it. I don't mind to hit block. I don't mind to curtly tell you to take your little behind elsewhere. But I would rather not have those kinds of contact with people on this platform because I'm trying to be very positive and I'm trying to be very open and I'm trying to really work really hard to create a safe place for my little subgroup family to have a society where they come and feel safe and feel that they can really discuss things without thinking they're going to be berated or demeaned by somebody that just happened to fly by night and come in and be a jerk. Okay? So I'm asking, if you know that you're here for purely the wrong reasons, I mean, and just, if you know that you're just inclined to be a little shit, can you just go on somewhere else? I would appreciate it a lot. And I understand that there are people that are just motivated to be that way. I understand it takes all kinds to make the world go around. I particularly just don't like the extra push from those making my world go around. So if y'all could just meander off onto somebody else's pasture, I would purely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Because y'all had to have a real conversation last night on my channel. And I want to hopefully establish that this is going to be a kind place and a place where understanding reigns supreme, and a place where we seek knowledge and we don't belittle people for seeking knowledge, but we absolutely don't tolerate people that want to be argumentative or combative. I have a hard boundary there. People know who they are. People know what they enjoy. People know what they log onto this platform seeking. If you're seeking that, can you just skedaddle? I really appreciate it. And it's not that I care that you're on the platform. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not going to engage. I'm just going to block. And I would just much prefer y'all just bypass and go on and go where your energy is going to be returned and you're going to get your instant gratification. It's not going to be here. So I just, kindness, love, I literally preach it. And every time I think I'm getting to a place where I'm getting a subgroup that is showing kindness and love, there will be a topic or a subject pop up to where it just seems like the hounds of hell are unleashed upon me. It's just like, motherfucker. I mean, it just irritates me to no end. So I'm old, y'all. I worked in corrections and had to deal with sorry people with foul mouths and horrible instincts and motivation to hurt people. And I'm over it. I'm so over it. I have this much tolerance left for it. And then I will snap back. And I don't want to go there. I don't want to have to put that personality. I don't want not that part of me out on this. This is not what I want this platform to be. And that's why I say I will check out channels that you recommend. Very rarely do I have positive interactions. And buddy, I try. I try so freaking hard. Because I genuinely hate no one. I'm just happy to amble into a conversation and learn something. I'm just happy to amble into a conversation and see people actually communicating. I'm like, woohoo, we're communicating. Yes. And literally, I say awesome things and get like whack-a-mole. People choose not to evolve. Music, ain't that the goddamn truth? How about party lines? I do the StreamYard a lot, and I sometimes want to ask people to come up and speak, but I've seen so many people come up, lie about what they're going to talk about, and turn into a giant turd. It's just like, even though I can kick you out of my studio, I don't even trust people enough to do that. Like I've done that once or twice, and it's been positive, but I've seen other people do it, and people come on and they want to turn on their webcam so they can share their testimony, and boom, they're naked. Now you have to delete your whole stream. I trust no one. I trust no one. Human motivation is one of those places for me, because I've seen so much of a variance with the people that I've had to work with, and I'm like, I trust no one. So I like to get to know yins, and I try to be as open, as honest as I possibly can. But I'm going to tell you, if I have I told you, I will visit the sites and I will tell you what I experience. And I give Psychobabble 8 cow patties out of 10. I'm glad I'll give him the 2 because he had the knowledge, but I'm giving him a -8 cow patties because he certainly did not have the demeanor to share that information in a polite and positive way. Because you know something, if you have information that's going to change and make a story have a better impact and a more positive impact, and have it reach farther and actually do good, you should be happy when people ask for further clarification, because that means you're reaching people, and that is getting somewhere. That it has momentum behind it, and people are glad to learn. He didn't want to answer questions. He just wanted to feel good about what he knew. It did not have a good interaction. I really want to have a good interaction. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with the people I'm meeting on this platform. I'm struggling with the motivation. I'm struggling with the people that are wishy-washy. And maybe it's because I'm at a position in my life to where I'm so critical of where I put my energy, because I am so sick, I have so little of it. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe underneath it all, I know that my worth would be better represented on a platform where people are a little bit more open to ideas and discussing ideas, rather than just attacking and calling people names and jumping on, oh, you're from this certain demographic, so you're got to be a stupid piece of trash, or I even had to delete a comment where someone said, am I related to the Whitakers? I am not from West Virginia. And I have huge ethical concerns about that man. Yes, he gives that family money, but I have huge ethical concerns about what that man's doing in his time. Just going to say that. I think he's done some positive things for that family, but I think what he has to display and how he displays it to get the money to do the positive things is like, really? Really? I mean, I can give you $10 every time I punch you, but then I have to punch you 50 times a day to make it worth your while. Is it really a fair exchange? Is it some kind of abuse? So I have these ethical questions in my head, and these, and perhaps that's why I feel this way. Perhaps it's like, I see a better way to handle it, and I see people jump for the worst way to handle things, and it really frustrates me. So maybe I just know that my energy is perhaps necessary elsewhere. I mean, I just, I've had to maybe be hateful to maybe 10 people my entire time on YouTube in my comment section, maybe. And back in one of my first year on YouTube, I had somebody just trolling me hard and heavy, and I actually got to where I was like responding and getting to know this person. And did you know that he finally eventually apologized and like, you're a really nice person. I feel really bad that I've trolled you and give you a lot of grief and made you feel bad. And he was like, and I'm going to come back and watch your videos now. He's like, you're actually really sweet. And he's like, yeah, I feel better actually when I watch your videos. He's like, I get it now. And I was like, great. I spent hours working with that troll because I knew there was a positive outcome. But I don't have that energy anymore. I don't have the energy anymore. My health will not allow me to spend hours on someone else. I have to spend what little bit of energy I have on my family, my home, and the people that I love. And this right here normally recharges my battery, and I really enjoy the conversation. But I'm here to tell you, every time I step in something that really psychologically intrigues me and has anything to do with crime, I meet some of the most horrible examples of human beings I've ever run across. And I sit here and sometimes I think the world has some hope for salvation. And then when I run across these stories, I'm like, yeah, shit, it don't. Yes, I was wrong. So, I don't know. The last 24, 36 hours have been super negative. Spilled my heart out, had a huge heart-to-heart with y'all last night. And I would like to think that people would take the time to listen and get to know somebody before they would attack. And just not seeing the human response that I would like to see on this platform anymore. And I know that there are trolls everywhere. But I also know that Brighteon and Odyssey are inclined more toward thought-provoking discussions, and people are more accepting of different perspectives and different thought patterns. So I have a decision to make in the next little bit. I have a decision to make because I am not a pinata for people that have had a bad day and go on the internet. And I want to put my words where they're going to have the most impact. I want to put my energy where it's going to be received by the most people that it can aid and help. I want my open heart to find other open hearts. Not sure YouTube is the quality control group I'm looking for. And that's sad because out of the billions of people that log onto this place every day, you would think you would see some prime, lovely examples of human beings doing great things. And you do see some videos like that, but the true interaction, the true societal interaction is in the comment section. There's very rarely a positive comment section. It's a free-for-all. It's a dogfight. Release the hounds and see who comes up bloody first. That doesn't intrigue me. The careers I've had, I've seen enough of the crappy side of society. I'm looking for the better side. Looking for the better side. So, I guess what I'm saying is I've got a decision to make. And whether I stay on this platform or not, I implore you all, hold channels accountable. If they are disrespectful, call them out. Do it courteously and respectfully, but call them out. Stop allowing people to be absolute turds. Stop rewarding people that generate crap videos just to serve their egos. Stop generating incomes for people who make a show out of hurting others. You think you don't have any power, but every second you spend on this platform, you're giving someone power. Whoever you're viewing, you're giving them power. If they're monetized, you're giving them power. Well, heck, even if they're not monetized, you're giving them a boost, between their ego and their psychological being. Be very careful where you put that energy. We have turned into a world of hate. And even when you show a kindness and say thank you and appreciate someone's expertise, you're still just a piece of trash to them. It's not right. And that's not a society that's going to go very far. I think we've already tanked. We may be too far gone. I mean, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting. But every once in a while, I run into a few people that just really, really, really make me have to sit down and have a coming to Jesus with my thoughts in my heart. And then, is this worth my time and energy? I have a terminal diagnosis. Have a whole lot of other stuff I could be doing. But I really think that the world would benefit from people that start to say, hey, dialogue, love, genuine concern for your fellow man, the things we're missing, the things that need to be here for our children's children to grow up and be good stewards of this earth and good stewards of each other. I would think that that would resonate with people, especially people that are in the age group of having children themselves. And I would certainly think that one of the first commandments of YouTube would be, if someone tries to be positive to you, you try to be positive back. So I guess I'll just keep trying channels and give you my honest feedback, but psychobabble will be a no for me. And I think that's about all I've got to say this evening. I know I have some great hearts here, and I know I have some great people here, and I appreciate you and I love you, and I know y'all are struggling with this just like I am. I know it. I know it hurts you all to go and witness these altercations in the comment sections and these nasty people that are bankrolling millions of dollars off of these horrid videos and these horrid examples they leave for our youth. I know y'all struggle with it as well, and I appreciate every one of you that are here for the right reasons. I really do appreciate you, and that's the reason I'm struggling so hard, is because I know I do have great people here. But I think I'm going to have to be a little bit more heavy-handed with the block button. And I think the super kind Mama Liz is going to have to get an edge to her again. And I don't think I'm going to be able to always be G or PG rated in order to protect my channel, my turf, and the people that's up here. I think I'm going to have to be a little bit harder edged and a little bit more hateful at times to make sure that someone doesn't come in and think they can steamroll me because, oh, she's so sweet. Oh, she's just a stupid person from Appalachia. Because not everyone takes the time to read my back history and know anything about me. So I have some decisions to make. And I've got some important stuff happening in my world for the next couple of days. So I may take a couple of days and think about it. But I'm definitely going to take a couple of days and let this stupidity die down on this stupid platform. Because nobody wants real knowledge. They just want power. And that's sad. That's sad. And if y'all really want to know, that's really what upsets Upchurch as well. Because he's trying to really talk and really communicate, but other people just want to pick on that one word or that one phrase or that one thing that they took the wrong way. And y'all, if you were starving and somebody brought you a whole chicken, would you point out the mite? Or would you be grateful for that chicken? I hope y'all be grateful for the chicken. We got so many people that are pointing out the mites. And I'm just like, perspective. It changes everything. Mine has been challenged lately. So give me about 24, 48 hours. I got some big stuff happening in my world right now anyway that I need to pay more attention to. We'll see where I end up. We'll see if I want to come back and craft or if I want to say adios. If I transfer to another platform, I will leave a community post with a link. But I really hope that the people that come here are adult enough to self-sift. And if you're just going to be a little shit pile, go put it in somebody else's pasture. I'd appreciate it.